Hello friends. In this video we are going to discuss regarding the various pressure associated with the ventilator. Today I'll be discussing the first pressure, that is the peak pressure, also commonly known as P peak. So what does P peak in a ventilator mean? It is the combination of airflow resistance and the elastic properties of the lung. So what does it mean? It means that is the pressure required to overcome the airflow resistance along with the elastic properties of the lung and the chest wall. So what constitutes the airflow resistance? This is constituted by the ventilator circuit, the ET tube, the upper airway and the lower airway. These constitute your airflow, and the resistance which is felt which the airflow faces constitutes the airflow resistance, and the elastic properties that the air has to overcome, that is of the lung and of the chest wall, complements the elastic properties. So P peak, it is a combination of the pressure to overcome the airflow resistance along with the elastic properties of the lung and the chest wall. So what determines airflow resistance? It is any mucus secretion in the ET tube, or the bronchospasm, or excessive condensation of the air and water in the ventilator circuit narrows the airway diameter, which increases the airflow resistance. Secondly, the elasticity of the lung and the chest wall, which can be affected by the conditions like ARDS, pneumothorax, massive effusion, or kyphoscoliosis of the chest wall, or pleural thickening, or entrapment of the lung, what we say. All these conditions affects the elastic property of the lung, and which indirectly affects the peak pressure. So normally we try to target the peak pressure to be less than 40 centimeter H2O. Okay, anything above that is abnormal. So for know which component is affected, because even the airflow resistance, when increase in the airflow resistance also increases the peak pressure, and any change in the elastic properties of the lung or the chest wall also increases the peak pressure. So what do we do that time? We check for something known as P plat. So what is P plat? It is a plateau pressure. So how do we check it? We press inspiratory hold on the ventilator for around 0.5 to 1 second, and there will be a abrupt cutoff of the airflow in the ventilator circuit. So that shows the compliance of the lung. Suppose the P plat pressure is high, which is leading to the increase in the P peak pressure. It means that it has something to do with the elastic properties of the lung and the chest wall. The peak plat pressure is normal, but the airflow resistance has increased. It means it has something to do with the airflow resistance, which can be in the ET tube or in the airways. Okay, so next time whenever you come across such a thing like P peak pressure, check for both airflow resistance and the elastic properties of the lung, and try to manage it accordingly. Okay, thank you all for your patience listening.